What's the worst thing about depression? Knowing that you're capable of so much more. But you just can't. Even just getting up and brushing your teeth more than once a day feels like a major achievement. When you have a really good day or moment, where everything is totally beautiful and everything seems possible, you laugh, dance, and believe that, maybe it does get better from here. Maybe I finally broke through the clouds. Because I can feel the sun again. But then you look up and see more clouds rolling in. The high has worn off. So you climb back into bed and take cover. Until the next break in the storm. And who knows how long that will be. For me it's feeling like a burden. I don't want other people to have to deal with my moods or my irrational thoughts. Everyone has so much going on I feel like for sharing, which makes me feel worse than I originally did. It robs you of the motivation, energy, and basic sense of self-worth that you need in order to do things that would improve your motivation, energy, and sense of self-worth. Honestly, that feeling where you're not suicidal but you also don't want to exist. So you often just spend time thoughtlessly and blankly staring at the wall. Waiting. For nothing. How exhausting it is. No matter how much you sleep and eat and take care of yourself. You're still tired every moment. It's always there. Even on the good days. It's always lingering. Looming. Waiting. It all sucks. But the worst part for me I think is that there is no cure. There are just ways to cope and reduce symptoms. But it never is gone and it's something that I'll have to live with for my entire life. No matter what I do. No matter where I find myself in life. Even if it's a happy time. I will still have depression and battle it every day. That being said, I still have found ways to have a meaningful life that I am glad to have and even enjoy. Depression and all. The loneliness. You can have friends. A supportive family or even a so if you're lucky. But deep inside your heart, something's missing. Something essential. And it seems like nothing can fill that up. Living can feel like a punishment. Every simple task feels like it expends energy you don't even have. Things you love feel exhausting. Birthdays. Holidays. Seeing friends and hobbies cannot pull you up from it. You may cry without a particular trigger but just from being emotionally exhausted. Your sleep schedule becomes erratic. Your mind is clouded with thoughts that nothing will ever be okay. Sinking you deeper into it. Depression is like mold. It goes unchecked. It festers. It grows. Antidepressants are like bleach. But will never solve the issue of how the room got so damp and dark in the first place. It's important to remember that you have to live in your mind your whole life. So be nice to yourself. Do whatever you can to strip away the parts of your life that make you feel anxious or depressed. Or to find a different understanding of your emotions. Think about others. Everyone is a little depressed. But if you have given up on the curiosity of existing, it's time to talk to someone. Get help. Open a window. Depression is such a cruel punishment. There are no fevers. No rashes. No blood tests to send people scurrying in concern. Just the slow erosion of self. As insidious as cancer. And like cancer, it is essentially a solitary experience. A room in with only your name on the door. Martha Manning. The fact that no matter how objectively happy your life might seem to others, it will never be to you and there's nothing you can do to fix that. Everything is always wrong and it's a demon too familiar. Feeling and believing that there's no point in trying in life. Giving up on everything, wishing you were dead and also feeling like you're useless and a complete waste of space. Waking up and wishing you didn't. Well, tbh the worst part is the sorrow waves, what I call them. I can be doing anything, cooking, cleaning, talking, walking, even having a great time, and then just get hit with this huge wave of sadness that just beats the life out of me and makes me just wanna lay down and just be sad until I fall asleep. Anhedonia. Not like life is always. Just. Life is never particularly good. It's hard to get excited. To feel anything. That always bugged me the most. When you can't feel anything. Positive or negative emotions. That void. Never goes away unless you numb yourself with a pill. I dealt with it on and off without meds for about 3 years. I didn't know what was wrong with me and I was a teen. It's always there. It makes you feel helpless. Like your brain is broken and that no matter what you do, it never goes away. It looks over you. You could have a few good days and it could hit you like a ton of bricks the next day. I can't tell you how many times I cried myself to sleep because it was driving me crazy. I wish I could just switch it off. The inability to express to people not having it how it actually feels. It is almost impossible. On a good day I can't even recollect how it felt myself. The years you lose to it are never coming back. So even if you do find a way to start over, you've already missed out on so much and you're also at zero. No one is waiting for you. The world will only wonder WTF you were doing wasting all your time. Feeling that you are not happy anymore no matter what you do. Even if you have a lot of achievements, a partner, friends and stuff, you think that you don't deserve those things. You are just living in autopilot and it sucks, man. The main thing for me is I'm afraid to take my medication regularly because it might affect my sense of humor. That's a huge part of who I am as a person, and I'm afraid the relationships I have made in life might disappear if I ever stop being the funny guy. Basically a lot of the time I'm afraid of changing for the better. But losing the only thing that has held me up all these years. For me, depression isn't just sadness or wanting the sweet release of death. But rather it's more of a hollowness. I can die tomorrow. And the only thing I'd regret is not saying goodbye. It constantly feels as if you have no purpose. No good reason to even be here. Almost to the point I have found more reasons to be dead than alive. Life simply has no purpose. I think the worst is just the constant feeling of loneliness. I live a pretty standard and should be happy life. But I always feel compressed. It's not like you can just go to someone and just tell them how you feel. I know myself like the back of my hand. I know why I'm depressed. How I got anxiety. I know exactly what's wrong, but I just can't seem to fix it. I fear if I do open up it will hurt others or make them push me away. I don't want people to feel bad for me, I just want to talk about it and fix it. I'm young right now. Just turned 16. Maybe I'm just young and don't understand things yet, but the way I see it is that we are born into this world to roll our useless existence. In a sense, humans are parasites. I don't fear death. I try not to think about what comes after. What I do fear is life though. What if I'm unsuccessful? What if life is a lot harder than it looks? What are taxes and bills? I have a happy life with loving parents and I don't understand why I feel this way. I have no reason to. The worst part about depression is loneliness. You can have all you want in the world and feel hollow. Most people only want positive and charismatic people around them for their good vibes. When you are depressed, or show signs of depression, a part of you does it consciously and in a self-destructive way as a cry for help. You want your friends to ask you what's wrong, and for them to be there for you. You basically want to know if there is someone who can see behind the "I'm fine" mask you have loosely put on. And for them to move past social boundaries and norms to make that plunge of discomfort into the unknown to confront you. Not out of awkwardness or impatience, but out of genuine care and love. The sad truth is that most people that you call your friends are really just colleagues or acquaintances that you have given too much valency. People who have not done enough to deserve or earn it. Once you stop emanating those good vibes for them, they will no longer need you. You might have hung out with them, shared laughs and had fun with them, and they might have been charismatic and made you happy and fulfilled at the time. But when you are alone and in the doldrums, they won't notice. And if they do notice, they will not be willing to pull you out. Most of them either don't see the signs due to their ignorance, or they don't want to confront and help you because it's too awkward for them to do so, as it inconveniences them in some way. You will see the former as ignorance, and the latter as complacency through maliciousness. Either way, you will resent them for it. You will then claw at the past and scrutinize all your past interactions with them, with your rose-tinted glasses removed, and will wonder if your presence with them was ever appreciated, or if it was just simply tolerated because you had not yet done or said anything to inconvenience or disgust them then. You will then see that your newfound isolation will cast you into an even deeper neurosis. This will make you resent these people and come to hate everything about them. Things which you used to like about yourself because it was what you had in common. Which will make you even more secluded. Which will make your depression even worse. But hey, at least you've got the latest smartphone. Feeling like that's how you're supposed to feel. And it won't ever leave you. But it's not true. You can get help. It's so hard to explain. So many people think depression is just feeling a bit sad. I was depressed today. No. It's permanent. It's a war in your mind every day. It can be suppressed but never goes away. It feels like this cold wet blanket over me.